This is a typical office, actually in the university. It's at the moment relying totally on light from outside. There's an overhang outside, so in fact the daylight level is really minimal. It would be possible to view the computer screen, but very difficult to do any other activity within the office. The current reading on the lux meter, and you can see the faceplate of the light meter on the work desk immediately in front of the computer screen. The current lux level is about 42 lux, which is very low. We've now just turned the overhead light on. The overhead light are fluorescent lights with diffusers on them, so there's no direct light shining on the screen to create unwanted reflections. And the lux level now is much higher. It's about 478 lux, which would be quite sufficient for doing other activities as well as using the computer. And as you can see from the computer screen, there are no unwanted reflections on there to be a nuisance. We've now turned on some task lighting in addition to the room light. This might be necessary for any kind of close work that you need, and the lux meter now is showing over 1,000. It's 1,076.8 lux. Normally in this office, the kinds of activities that occur don't require additional task lighting, but the overhead lights are used all the time. You can see that this overhead light is fluorescent but has a diffuser. The diffuser is quite important to avoid any directional light reflections, particularly on computer screens, that would make reading the screen difficult. Here we're looking at a corridor in the university which is illuminated partly by daylight but also by fluorescent light fittings. You can see some of them don't have diffuser covers. That's less important and less of a concern in a corridor because you're not concerned about people getting unwanted reflections on computer screens out here. What you can also see though is a flickering fluorescent light that can create considerable difficulties in certain sorts of work environments, and that kind of light fitting should of course be replaced. The qualitative aspects of a lighting survey are really quite important, and we look for things like flickering light, unwanted glare, and also for dirty light fittings. This light fitting here, you can see one of the fluorescent tubes has already gone, and in addition you can see a lot of debris from insects and dirt. This kind of light fitting you would normally want to pick up in a lighting survey and get fixed and replaced. It can make quite a big difference to the lighting environment in an office. The lux meter here has been taken outside and to directly try and assess the level of light from sunlight. It's been set on a range so that we can measure outdoor lighting, and most light meters definitely need an adjustment because the light levels are much greater outside. And at the moment that's measuring around 140,000 lux outside. We have literally moved only a couple of meters away from the position where we measured the direct sunlight. We're now standing under the shade of a tree. The light levels have dropped dramatically and are now around 4,500 lux as opposed to 140,000 lux.